Good day, everyone, and welcome to this recorded video discussion. Our topic for this video recorded discussion is all about measures of relative position. So this topic will tackle quartile, percentile, and z-score. So this topic is supposedly part of your midterm because this is just a continuation of the measure of dispersion and measure of central tendency. But since daghan kayo tang topic sa atong midterm and we only have two topics sa atong final, so I include this to your final. Okay, let's continue. Measures of position, sometimes referred to as measure of location, is considered as the extension of median. It talks about the position, location of the value relative to the other values in the data set. Our topic for this video recorded discussion is all about measures of relative position. So this topic will tackle quartile, percentile, and z-score. So this topic is supposedly part of your midterm because this is just a continuation of the measure of dispersion and measure of central tendency. But since daghan kayo tang topic sa atong midterm and we only have two topics sa atong final, so I include this to your final. Okay, let's continue. Measures of position, sometimes referred to as measure of location, is considered as the extension of median. It talks about the position, location of the value relative to the other values in the data set. So first, let's talk about quartile. This measure divides the observation into four equal parts. Q sub 1, this is the middle point between the smallest value, and Q sub 2, where is the center value. Q sub 2, this is the center value and is also called the median. Q sub 3 is the value between the median and the highest value of the data set. So in order to understand thoroughly what is quartile, so let's have an example. Example, we have this given data set 10, 8, 7, 4, 20, 18, and 15. So to get the quartile, the Q sub 1, the Q sub 2, and the Q sub 3, step 1, arrange the data from least to greatest. Step 2, find the median. Then step 3, the median in the lower, find the median in the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So first, let us arrange the data from least to greatest. Then find the median. After we arrange the data from least to greatest, find the median. And after you find the median in the lower quartile. So where is the lower quartile? So the lower quartile is the left side of your median, and the upper quartile is the right side of your median. So find the median in the lower quartile and find the median in the upper quartile. So the median in the lower quartile is the Q sub 1, and the median in the upper quartile is the Q sub 3. So let us arrange the data. So step 1, arrange the data from least to greatest. So the first number would be 4, then followed by 7, then 8, then 10, 15, 18, then 20. So step 2, find the median. So how do you find the median? Okay, so cancel out the outer part, cancel out the 4 and 20, 7 and 18, 8 and 15, then leaving the 10 as the median. So the 10 here is the median or the middle value. Therefore, 10 is the Q sub 2. So on the left side of your median, so on the left side of your 10, what are these values? So these are 4, 7, and 8. So this is the lower quartile. So you can get here the Q sub 1. So the Q sub 1 is the median of the lower quartile. So what is the median in the lower quartile? So it's 7. So and what is the median in the upper quartile? So the median in the upper quartile is the Q sub 2. So what is the median in the upper quartile? So what is Q sub 2? So Q sub 2 is 18. So therefore, Q sub 1 is equal to 7, Q sub 2 is equal to 10, and Q sub 3 is equal to 18. So this is just part of the interquartile range, where in the interquartile range, you get the 75th term or the q sub 3 and the 25th term, which is the q sub 1. So this is just a part of the interquartile range. So this is very simple for you because you already have encountered this on your midterm. Percentile. So this divides the observation into 100 equal parts. It is used to indicate how much of the observation will be found below. For instance, if 30th percentile is the value, this means that 30% of the observation may fall below it. So how to find the K term, or let's say the 50th term or the 51st term or the 25th term or the 25th term or the 99th term. So how do you find the K term or the K percentile? Okay, step 1. So arrange the observation from lowest to highest. Step 2, compute the position. So how do you compute the position? So using this formula of the position, L or the position is equal to the K over 100 over N. So the K here is the K term and the N here is the number of entries. So the number of entries is, you just count off the number of values or the number of entries in the given. So later on, we will have an example for that. So step 3, if L is whole number, the K term or the K is the midway between L and the next value. So example, if the answer here during your calculation, the L is a whole number, let's say 5, 6, 7, 10, so that's whole number. So dili bungki. Dili siya in decimal form or dili siya in fraction form or dili siya in improper form or in a mixed number. So dapat whole number, let's say 1, 10, 100, 150, 15, 17, 20. So those are whole numbers. Sorry. Okay, step 4. Okay, let's go back. So step 3, if L is whole number, so the K term is the midway between L and the next number. So ato siyang kuhaon na to ang middle value sa K term, which is the L and the next value. So later on, we will have an example for that. Okay, step 4, if L is not a whole number, let's say the answer in L is in decimal point or in fraction. So round it up to the next integer and then the value at that position. So let's say the L here is 5.50. So you round it up to the next whole number, which is 6. So you don't round it to the nearest whole number, but you round it off to the next. So let's say 5.15. So you round it up to 6. So you don't round it up to the nearest whole number. You round it up to the next whole number or the next integer. Let's say the answer is 4.35. So it's not 4, it's 5. Let's say 6.77. So you round it up to the next integer, which is 7. Let's say 6.02. So you round it up to the next integer, which is 7. Okay, let's have an example. Consider the sugar levels of 20 students and look for the 40th term and the 20th percentile, or the 40th percentile and the 20th percentile. So step 1. So let's calculate first the 40th percentile. So step 1, arrange the observation from lowest to highest. So let us arrange. So what would be the first number? So it's 80, followed by 85, 88, 90, 9, another 90. So there are 290 in the given. 91, 91, 98, 100, 102, 109, 111, 120, 122, 123, 24, 125, 130, 140. Then the last number is 201. Step 2, calculate for the position or compute the position. So using the formula of the position, L is equal to the K over 100 over N. So let us find, so what would be the 40th percentile here? So let's say 201 is the 100th percentile. And the 80, which is the lowest number, is the first percentile. Okay, let us compute what is the 40th percentile. So step 2, compute the position. Using the formula, L is equal to the K over 100 times N. K is the, here, 40th percentile, and N is the number of entries, where the number of entries is 20. So let us count this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there are 20 entries. So N here is 20. So let us compute the L. So plug in the 40th percentile here. K is 40. So N is 20. So K is equal to 40 over 100 times N, which is 20. So that's equal to 8. So according to our step 3, if L is a whole number, sa ganito, so let's go back. So if L is a whole number, then K is midway between L and the next number. So 8 daw ang atong answer here, which is 8 is a whole number. So our L is a whole number. So L is 8. So thus the 40th percentile is the value between 8 and 9 observation, and it is 99. Why is it 99? So L is 8. So let us count this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since L is a whole number, then the K term is L is between L and the next number, which is 100, or the next number. So what is the number between the 8th term, which is 98, and the 9th term, which is 100? So what is the middle value? So to get the middle value, so you just get the average. So 98 plus 100 divided by 2 is equal to 99. So therefore, the 40th percentile is 99. So what about the 20th percentile? So apil ni sa itong question ganiha. So our goal is to calculate the 40th percentile and the 20th percentile. So let us plug in here the K, which is 28, and the N, which is 20. So N here is still 20 because there are 20 number of entries. And our K here is the 20th or 20 because we want to get the 20th percentile. So if we execute this equation, 28 over 100 times 20, or this operation, if we execute this operation, 28 over 100 times 20, that's 5.6. And according to the step 4, if L is not a whole number, so this is not a whole number, this is in decimal form, this is not a whole number, then the kth percentile is the next integer, which is 6, or the 6th item, or the 6th term. So what is the 6th term? So 1, this is the first term, 80. 85 is the second term. 88 is the third term. 90 is the fourth term. Another 90 is the fifth term. And the sixth term is 91. So therefore, the 20th percentile is 91 because our L is not a whole number. So you just proceed to the next integer, which is 6. Nakuha? So next is z-score. So this indicates how many standard deviations an element is from the mean. The positive and negative signs indicates the direction of the point away from the mean. So how do you calculate the z-score? So this is the formula in getting the z-score. So z-score or z is equal to the x minus x bar over s. The x there is the value of an observation. The x bar is the mean. So you know this already from your midterm on how to calculate the mean. And your s there is the standard deviation. And also you have already encountered this in your midterm. So on how to calculate the standard deviation. So how do you calculate the standard deviation? So standard deviation is just the square root of the variance. So how do you calculate the variance? Scan your notes. Okay, so this is the formula in getting the z-score. So x, which is the value of an observation, minus the mean over the standard deviation. So let's have an example. Given a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 5, find the corresponding z-score of 65. Okay, in this question, the mean and the standard deviation is already given. So what if dili given, sir? Dili given ang mean, dili given ang standard deviation. Katurang mga given data set. So you have to calculate the mean and you have to calculate the standard deviation. So you have to review your midterm. Okay, let's solve this. So let us find the z-score. So z, or the z-score, is equal to the x, the observation, minus the x bar, the mean, over the s, which is the standard deviation. So the observation there is the 65, and the mean is 60, and the s, or the standard deviation, is 5. So 65 minus 60, that's 5. 5 divided by 5, that's 1. So this means that 65 is one standard deviation higher than the mean. So therefore, 65 is one standard deviation. So what is standard deviation? Is 5. So 65 is 5 higher than the mean. Okay. Nakuha? Okay, now let's have another example. The report card of Chris shows that his grade in math is 98 and in science is 90. The mean grade in math is 90 and the standard deviation is 10. In science, the mean grade is 80 and a standard deviation is 5. In which subject does Chris performs better? So let us calculate the z-score of the two subjects. Okay, first let us calculate the z-score in math. So for math, so z-score is equal to x minus x bar over s. So the x here is the 98. So this is his Chris grade in math, which is 98 minus what is the mean grade in math. So it's 90. So over what is the standard deviation in math? It's 10. So 98 minus 90, that's 8 over 10. So 8 over 10, that's 0.8. So for science, So z-score is equal to x minus x bar over s. So your observation there, or the x, is 90. And the mean in science is 80. And the standard deviation in science is 5. So, and the z-score in science is 90 minus 80, that's 10. 10 over 5, that's 2. So question, in which subject does Chris performs better? So the value shows math is 0.8, higher than the mean, while science is 2 standard deviation higher than the mean. Thus, Chris performs better in science. Kaya mas taas man o z-score ang science. Kuha? So, if sa atong quiz or sa atong exam sa final, wala na ko gihatag ang mean o ang standard deviation, so you have to calculate the mean and the standard deviation. Okay? So, that's the end of our video discussion for this topic, and I hope you learned a lot with my discussion, and I also hope that nag-take down mo og notes para sa yun ranin ninyo pagtuon nga topic. And I also hope nga inyo ning gilantaw nga video. So, see you on our next video discussion, and good luck everyone for your exam and your quiz. So, see you next video discussion. So, goodbye class, and God bless everyone.